morning, children. So today we will be discussing about, we will be starting a new chapter, that is magnetic effects of electric current. So before going to the subject, let me once again remind you that all your textbooks are available at Karnataka Textbook Society, KTBS.car.nic.in. So if you have not downloaded, please download these books. You get the soft copies, so that you can understand, you can read and revise whatever we are taught here. I hope you are all watching the videos. So the problems video what we have done yesterday or day before yesterday, or what we will be getting today. The problems video I think he has not uploaded yesterday. So today he will be uploading it. So you stop at each problem, try to understand each problem then go ahead. So that is the way we need to understand the things. Okay. So once again I am reminding you. So please download your soft books, soft textbooks into your mobile, or if you have a laptop at home. So download your books into the laptop so you can have a larger view. So it is www.ktbs.textbookssociety.car.nic.in. So I hope you will download the textbooks here, textbooks from this side. Okay, so let us start the chapter. If you remember, I discussed about 4 effects of electric current in my last chapter, that is electricity. So what were the 4 effects? The first was chemical effect of electric current, where if you pass electricity through an electric current, through a chemical solution or electrolytic solution, where the electrolytic solution breaks up into ions and move towards the respective electrodes. So where you can electroplate the things, at the same time you can store electrical energy in that chemical cell. So this is chemical effect of electric current. The second effect we discussed in extensive in the last chapter is heating effect of electric current. We discussed that due to the collisions in the conductor, there will be a dissipation of heat, or there will be throwing out of heat energy, and that heat energy is got from the loss of kinetic energy from the electrons due to the collisions. So this we discussed about heating effect, and we discussed the applications of heating effect. So the third effect, if you remember, I told you about magnetic effect of electric current. I told you that whenever electric current passes through a conductor, magnetic field will be produced around the conductor. So this effect is called as magnetic effect of electric current. So how can you detect the magnetic effect of electric current? How can you know that there is magnetic field around the conductor? So when you place a magnetic needle, you can see that there will be a deflection of the needle. That deflection will show or will tell us that there is a magnetic field around the conductor. So when there is a magnetic field around the conductor, then obviously that conductor will behave like a magnet. Okay, it behaves like a magnet, and that magnet will be called as electromagnet. So we will discuss extensively about all these magnets. But before going to that magnetic effects of electric current, let me discuss a bit about the magnetic field. Okay, let me discuss a bit about the magnetic field. So what is this magnetic field? Whenever you have seen, you have played in your childhood days having some magnets, bringing that magnets to the near to the ferrous objects, iron objects or steel objects, where the magnet used to attract the iron filings or steel filings there. So why it is? Because the magnet has the property of attracting the ferrous particles. Let me take one small example. I have a bar magnet here. So let me have north and south poles. We discuss about all these poles later. Okay, let me have. So if I bring an iron filing till here, what the magnet will do? It will pull that iron filing towards it. Okay. If I bring it here, it will pull it with a much stronger force. If I take it here, the force will become less. If I go beyond somewhere this far, it will not attract it. What it is showing? That there will be a field of influence around the magnet. Okay, there will be a field of influence around the magnet where the presence of the magnet can be felt. That field of influence around the magnet where it attracts the iron filings from a certain area or from a certain boundary, that area or the boundary is called as magnetic field. Okay, that area is called as magnetic field. Now comes the question, how can we identify this magnetic field? Very simple. What we can do, if we take some very fine iron filings means small pieces of iron, where we will be finding these pieces of iron in your workshops, where they will be working on the iron pieces. So small pieces of iron will be flying out. That pieces will be called as iron filings. And if I drop all these iron filings or lot of iron filings around this magnet, you will see that they form a pattern of lines. Okay, they form a pattern of lines in this way. Okay, that pattern of lines shows that there is a magnetic field. Okay, or that magnetic field in the form of lines, imaginary lines. Okay, that field lines will represent the magnetic field. So, how are we representing the magnetic field? We are representing the magnetic field with the lines of force. And remember, for a magnet, the lines of force will start from the north pole and end into the south pole. Okay, so they start from the north pole and end into the south pole. You all know that. So you have studied all these things like like poles repel each other, unlike poles attract each other. All these things you have studied in your lower classes or 9th standard. So I am talking about the magnetic field here, and that magnetic field is represented with the lines of force, and that lines of force will start from north pole and end towards the south pole and end into the south pole. Okay, like that, like as I can denote it like this. So once again I can take one more line of force, take one more line of force. Similarly, I take one more line of force here, one more line of force here. Okay, now you can see here all these lines of force. As you move towards the poles, the lines of force are very, very close to each other. The lines of force will be very near to each other. That lines of force being very near to each other represent that the magnetic field at the poles is very, very strong. As you move away from the magnet, as you are moving away from the magnet, the lines of forces are getting apart, means they are going away from each other. So that shows that the magnetic field is weak. Okay, so if the density of the magnetic lines of force is more, then it shows that the magnetic field is much stronger at that particular point. And remember, one more very important thing, magnetic field will be having both magnitude and direction. Both magnitude as well as direction. Now, a question may arise, how can you find out the direction? Simple, keep your magnetic needle at any point. The direction of that north pole, the deflecting north pole, will give us the direction of the magnetic field. Okay, the direction of the deflecting north pole will give us the direction of magnetic field. Now, magnitude, I told you already that if the lines of force are denser, are very much packed, are very near to each other, then the strength of the magnetic field will be much, much higher. If the lines of force are apart from each other, are far away from each other, then the magnetic field will be less than. So, okay, so how can you define magnetic field? Magnetic field is the area of influence around the magnet where the presence of the magnet can be felt, and that magnetic field can be represented with lines of force which start from the north pole and end into the south pole. And as I already told you, magnetic field will be having both magnitude and direction. Now that comes the question. Say they are starting from the north pole and ending into the south pole, right? Then what will happen inside the magnet then? Then there comes the magnetic field of lines will never stop. They are continuous lines. Therefore, they come out from the south to the north pole in this way. Inside the magnet from the south to the north. Outside the magnet from the north to the south. This is how we can represent the magnetic field. Okay, once again, I'll revise a bit and stop this topic and go to the next topic. So what is the topic here? So magnetic, the area of influence around the magnet is called as magnetic field, and that magnetic field is represented by the lines of force. Okay, where the lines of force will start from the north pole and end into the south pole. They won't end actually, they are continuous lines. They go into the south pole, and inside the magnet will be from the south to the north. Okay, like this we can discuss about magnetic field. Now we go to the next topic. As I already told you that a current carrying conductor will have a magnetic field around it, and that magnetic field is due to the current moving inside the electricity moving inside the conductor. So now let us check what exactly will happen when current is flowing, or let us check what will be the directions of magnetic field. Will it depend upon the direction of current? All these things we will check with a small circuit diagram here. So that topic is magnetic field will be a current carrying conductor. So I draw a diagram here. Now you can see the circuit diagram here. You know that this is the key, where if you can switch on the key, or you can make the circuit or break the circuit. And this is nothing but the cell we are using, our battery, where the current is flowing in this direction. Okay, current is flowing, just it's an indicator of current there. Don't worry about the direction of current there. So it is actually the direction should be, or it should be. This will change the now it is correct. Okay, now you see that there is a current flowing in this direction from north to south. When you place a magnetic needle at this point, you see that there will be a deflection to the north. Say this is north pole and this is south pole. There will be a deflection in this direction. That shows that there is a magnetic field when current is carrying the conductor. I will explain it once again now. Say I have a key here where now it is open. Now I close the key. When dotted with the brackets, I already told you that it indicates that we are closing the circuit, or the circuit is closed. So the current starts flowing. When the current starts flowing, you can see a deflection in the magnetic needle. So that deflection indicates that there is a magnetic field around the conductor, and the direction of the magnetic field is indicated by the this vibration or the moving of the needle. Okay, so that needle is that the direction is indicated by the indicating or the movement of the north direction. So the direction changes with the direction of change of current. Okay, the direction of the magnetic field changes with the direction of change of current. If we change the direction, then what will happen? The direction of the magnetic field also changes. Now what we can conclude here? We can conclude that a current carrying conductor will always produce a magnetic field around it. Okay, a current carrying conductor will be producing magnetic field around it. Okay, now I have already shown that a current carrying conductor will produce a magnetic field around it. So now let us once again study it in detail. So I have a circuit diagram here once again. So this is called, if I put a resistance and an arrow on it, it is called a variable resistor. So this, if I have an indicator like this, then it is called variable resistor. What do you mean by variable resistor? I can vary the resistance of the resistor here. So if I increase the resistance, then the current flowing through the circuit will be low or small. If I decrease the resistance, the current will increase. So by increasing the resistance, I can decrease the current. By decreasing the resistance, I can increase the current. So if we have one ammeter here to measure the amount of current, and we have one cell here, we have one key here. Now you can see here, I have fixed one cardboard around the conductor. What I have done, I have taken one cardboard, I have drilled a hole in it so that the conductor passes through it. Okay, so that the conductor passes through it. So when I close the key, what will happen? The current will start flowing through it. The current will start flowing through it. So what I will do now, I will take some fine iron filings and drop it on the cardboard. What we can observe there is, we can observe that there are concentric circles. The filings will form as concentric circles around the conductor. So what we are understanding from this here, you understand that there is a magnetic field around the conductor. So as the inner one will be smaller circle, as you go away, the circle will be going on increasing. So what you are understanding here, that there is a magnetic field around the conductor. Okay. So the magnetic field, due to that magnetic field, the iron filings have settled down around the conductor, and that we can, if you increase this one current, the strength of the magnetic field increases. If you decrease the current, the strength of the magnetic field decreases. Now, how do you find out the direction of magnetic field then? Very simple. We have a rule called as right hand thumb rule. We have one rule called as right hand thumb rule. Now, the name itself is suggesting right hand thumb. So this thumb will indicate the direction of current. Say, now let us take this as conductor. This as single conductor. I will make it thick. Okay. Now, the direction is in the downward direction. Now, if I hold the conductor such that my thumb is pointing the direction of current, then my folded fingers, other fingers will point the direction of magnetic field. So here in this case, it will be in this direction. So when I stretch my thumb in the direction of electric current such that I am holding the conductor, current carrying conductor, then my folded fingers will give the direction of magnetic field. That rule is called as right hand thumb rule. Okay, so this is what this will give us the direction of magnetic field. Now, what is the simple thing here is, you should hold the conductor in your right hand such that your thumb is pointing the direction of current. If the current is flowing in the upward direction, okay, here in this case, then the folding fingers of the folding other fingers will give us the direction of magnetic field. In this case here, it is flowing in the downward direction. So if I hold the conductor in this direction, then my folding fingers will give me the direction of magnetic field. This is called as right hand thumb rule. So what you are understanding here, when you are having a cardboard here, this small simple experiment, everyone of us can perform. Okay, what will happen when you drill a hole into the cardboard, so I pass the current carrying conductor in that cardboard, and you connect it to a circuit of battery, variable resistor and a key. When you close the key, the current will start passing through the conductor. So when current passes through the conductor, just drop some iron filings on the conductor. They will settle down as concentric circles. Concentric circle means the circles have the same center of point. They settle down as concentric circles, and the direction of magnetic field can be found out by your right hand thumb rule, as I already discussed. Okay, this will give us, this is the next topic, that is the current carrying conductor always produces magnetic field around it, and the direction of magnetic field can be found out by using right hand thumb rule. So let me go to the next topic now. So this is through a straight conductor. Next I will discuss about a loop. Loop means a circular conductor. Say I have taken this, I have the same straight conductor, I bend it into a circular loop. So what I do, I will bend it into a circular loop. Now what I have done, I have taken a straight conductor, I have bent that straight conductor into a circular loop. Now let us pass the current. So when we pass the current, what will happen? The current will flow in this direction when it is moving up. Once again, after the half circle, after the half loop, what will happen? The current will flow in this direction, the downward direction. Now just consider it as a straight conductor. Let us take this half as a straight conductor. Say the current is flowing. The current is flowing in upward direction or not? Now let me use my right hand thumb rule. So just I will point my thumb in such a direction that the thumb is indicating the direction of current. Then the folded fingers will give me the direction of magnetic field. Okay, now let me come to the other half here. So if the direction of current is in the downward direction, now I will show that I will have the right hand thumb rule pointing my thumb in the downward direction. Then my folded fingers will give me the direction of magnetic field. So what you can see here, this will act as one pole while this will act as another pole. If this is acting as north pole, then this will act as south pole. So these are the things what you should know for a circular loop. Okay. So when current is flowing through the circular loop, just do one thing. Consider it as two straight conductors. Apply your right hand thumb rule to that. You will find out the direction of magnetic field to that. As you can see, these are concentric circles for this one, and these are concentric circles for this one. As you are going further away, the concentric circles are becoming bigger and bigger, or circles are becoming bigger and bigger. As you come towards the center of the loop, the circles will behave or will look like straight lines. As you come towards the center, because here you can see, the radius of this circle is small, this circle is big, this circle is much bigger. So as you are going further away, the magnetic field will be acting like straight lines in the center of the loop, or we call it as uniform magnetic field at the center of the loop. Okay, when you take this as individual, this is different, this is individual. But when you come to the center, the total magnetic field will be acting like straight lines in the center, not like concentric circles for the straight conductors. So this you should know. First thing what you should note here, for a loop it behaves like two straight conductors, but at the center what will happen? The magnetic field will act like straight lines at the center, because as you move further away, the circles go on becoming bigger and bigger. As you come to the center of the loop, they will behave like straight lines. So this is about the magnetic field of a loop. So what we are understanding here, one side will behave as north pole and other side will behave as the south pole, depending on the direction of current. Now we will move to, so we have studied here magnetic field due to a straight conductor. The right hand thumb rule we have studied. Next we have studied about current through a loop or a circular conductor. Now when we have studied through a loop, why we have studied through a loop is, we are going towards making a magnet from a current conductor itself or current carrying conductor itself. So to understand that one, let me explain what is a solenoid first. So what is a solenoid? A solenoid is, if I take one core or one cardboard core and wind a conductor means a wire, very close to each other. The loops or the winding should be very close to each other. then such a device or such a piece is called, where the winding is very close to each other, is called a solenoid. Now let's just take one solenoid here. I have taken one cardboard here. So what I have done, I have wound a conductor around a solenoid. So this is called a solenoid. Now what I do here, I will allow the current, or I will make the current to pass through this solenoid. So what I do, what is a solenoid first? What is a solenoid? Solenoid is a closed winding of a conductor on a cardboard or some core. Okay, so I connect the solenoid to a battery or a cell. I close the key. So what will happen now? The current will start flowing through this solenoid. So automatically what should happen here? Now a magnetic field should be produced around this coil or not? So a magnetic field will be produced around the coil. So this magnetic field will be having a line in this way like this. So starting from north coil once again, like this. Okay, now let us assume that this is north pole and this is south pole. So as the current is passing through the loop here, what will be produced? Magnetic field will be produced around it. So that magnetic field, magnetic field will be having a space. That the space around that solenoid will be having that magnetic field, or the space under which the influence of the solenoid or current carrying solenoid can be felt. We call it as magnetic field of the solenoid. But remember that the strength of the magnetic field will be much stronger inside the core. Inside the core means inside the solenoid. So here inside the solenoid, the magnetic field will be very much stronger, but outside it will be much uniform. But here also it will be uniform, but it will be much weaker compared to the magnetic field inside the solenoid. Remember that inside the solenoid, the magnetic lines of force will be moving from south to north, and outside it will be from north to south. And this solenoid is used to magnetize pieces like manganese or other metals. So what they do, they keep the metal pieces inside the solenoid and allow the current to pass through it. So when we allow the current to pass through it, what will happen? This solenoid will behave like a magnet which is having north and south poles, where it will be having a magnetic field around it. But the strongest magnetic field will be inside the core, where you can keep the metal piece and allow it to magnetize. Magnetize means we are converting that metal piece into a magnet. So, but remember one thing here, this solenoid will act as a magnet as long as only current passes. Soon after you stop the current, this solenoid will lose its magnetic property. It will not behave like a magnet. Okay, so please don't try at home trying to make magnets by just winding wire and connecting it to the supply. Your whole wiring will be burnt off. So be careful, don't do such things. So here the magnet will be there, or the magnetization of the conductor will be there only as long as the current flows through the conductor. Once you remove the supply, the magnetic property of the conductor will be gone. Okay, so this one of the major advantages what we have here for a electromagnet is, so you can vary the magnetic field. Means by increasing the flow of current or magnitude of current, you can increase the magnetic field. By decreasing the flow of current, you can decrease the magnetic field. By increasing the number of coils, you can increase the magnetic field. By decreasing the number of coils, number of turns, let me call it as turns. By decreasing the number of turns, so these are turns, 1, 2, 3, 4 turns. Okay, by decreasing the number of turns, we can decrease the magnetic field. Like this, we can vary the magnetic field, which is not possible in our regular bar magnet. So I am comparing regular bar magnet with the electromagnet, that is solenoid. This solenoid, when you pass current through this, will behave like a bar magnet, which will be having north and south poles. But these things, what is the advantage we have? This strength of this magnetic field will be very weak and it will be fixed, while the strength of this magnetic field will be very strong, and it can vary the magnetic field either by decreasing or increasing the current, or either by decreasing or increasing the number of turns. Okay, and this solenoid is used to magnetize metals by keeping those metals and pass inside the core and passing through the current through it. Okay, so this is what is magnetic field of a solenoid. So what are the things we have learned today about magnet? So here we will be ending the magnetic effect what I told you. So what are the things we have learned today? We have learned today about magnetic field. What things we have learned about magnetic field? That the space around the magnet where the influence of the magnet can be felt is called as magnetic field around the magnet. So the magnetic field is represented by magnetic lines of force, which has got magnetic field has got both magnitude as well as direction. But these magnetic lines of force will start from the North Pole and go into the South Pole outside the magnet. Inside the magnet they start from the South Pole and come out into the North Pole. So this is about magnetic field. Then we learnt about a current carrying conductor will have a magnetic field around it, or it behaves like a magnet. That magnetic field can be felt by using a compass needle. So that needle shows deflection, indicating that there is a magnetic field around it. And when you pass current, when you pass a conductor, current carrying conductor inside a cardboard and just sprinkle iron filings on that cardboard, you will see that the iron filings will form as concentric circles around the conductor. That the direction of the magnetic field can be found out by using right hand thumb rule. Which states that if you hold the conductor in such a way that our thumb is pointing the direction of current, then the folded fingers will give us the direction of the magnetic field. This is what is our right hand thumb rule. Then we learned about the current through a loop or magnetic field through a loop. What will happen here? So either half, both the half will be behaving like two different poles. Okay, but as you come towards the center, there will be a uniform magnetic field because the circles go on increasing as you go away from the conductor there. So what we are understanding here, the magnetic field is inversely proportional to the distance from the conductor. So then we apply that to a solenoid. What is a solenoid? It is a coil where we are winding a conductor very close to each other. Okay. So when we pass current through that coil or that solenoid behaves like a bar magnet I showed you, and that bar magnet will be having, that solenoid will be having the maximum magnetic field inside the coil, while the outside the coil the magnetic field will be less. This is about the magnetic field. Okay, so tomorrow we will continue with the mechanical effect of current. We will continue with this chapter. So I want you to revise. As I already told you, please download the physics textbook or science textbook